Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're zeroing in on Gujarat,
Right.
that Western Indian state that, well, immediately sparks thoughts of enterprise, doesn't it? And deep history, too.
Absolutely. Its
So-
location is key, I think.
Yeah, think about its geography for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Borders with several other Indian states. Opens right onto the Arabian Sea.
Which makes it, naturally strategic for trade, cultural exchange, all through history.
Exactly. And while Gandhinagar is the official capital, it's Ahmedabad that's really the commercial heart, the big hub.
Mm-hmm.
What really strikes me is Gujarat's reputation, this entrepreneurial spirit everyone talks about, significant industrial development, but also a heritage stretching way back to like the earliest civilizations.
Yeah, it's quite the mix.
We got a fascinating introduction here to unpack, promises insights from, well, ancient times right up to today.
What's really interesting?
So diving straight in, what's the first thing that grabs you about a region with that kind of profile?
Well, for me, it's that immediate sense of a place shaped by its location. You mentioned the sea access, the land borders.
Right.
That just would have made it a natural magnet, wouldn't it, for different peoples, different ideas over millennia.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it suggests this constant process of absorbing, adapting, which probably fed into that entrepreneurial spirit you mentioned.
Okay, so it's connected.
I think so. It's not just about being old or being modern. It's that dynamic interplay. Long history, but also looking forward.
Absolutely. And when we talk about that long history, we're not just talking vague timelines, are we?
No, not at all.
Our source reminds us Gujarat's got this direct connection to the Indus Valley civilization. Places like Lothal, Dholavira.
Incredible sites, thousands of years ago.
Exactly. Incredibly sophisticated urban centers back then. That's not just ancient. That's like foundational. What does that early connection tell us?
Well, if you connect it to the bigger picture of early civilizations, having thriving cities like Lothal, it really highlights how early Gujarat was plugged into major trade networks. Lothal, for instance, it was a major port. That suggests maritime links, with other civilizations around at the time.
Right. Overseas trade way back then.
Exactly. So this early trade, this sophisticated urban planning, it really laid a foundation, didn't it, for Gujarat's later economic dynamism. It wasn't just starting from scratch centuries later.
That's a fantastic point about the early trade. Okay, so fast forward a few millennia. Gujarat stays crucial. Sees the rise and fall of major dynasties, Mauryas, Guptas, Chalukyas, Mughals.
Quite a list.
It's almost like a historical relay race of influence, Were there any particular hallmarks from those periods that still kind of resonate today in Gujarat?
Oh, definitely. Each of those empires, in its own way, left a distinct mark.
Like?
Well, take the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka. His edicts, you find them near Gujarat, too. They suggest the early spread of Buddhist ideas, a focus on governance, infrastructure.
Okay.
Then the Gupta period, often called a golden age for arts and sciences. Maybe less direct rule in Gujarat itself, but the broader cultural trends. They would have likely had an impact.
Right.
The Chalukyas, though, they were major regional players. Left behind some amazing architecture, especially temples you can still see.
Tangible remains.
Yeah. And the Mughals, of course, brought new artistic styles, new administrative ways of doing things. So it's not just who ruled, but what they added, to the culture, the buildings.
And then jumping much closer to our time, Gujarat played this absolutely pivotal role in India's independence movement. Birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi.
Such a huge figure.
That single fact carries so much weight, doesn't it?
Okay.
How did that legacy shape the state's identity?
That's a profound question. I mean, Gandhi's philosophy, nonviolent resistance, self-reliance, social justice, it's deeply ingrained, I think, in the ethos of Gujarat.
You feel it's still there?
I think it fostered a sense of national pride, a commitment to certain values that, you could argue, still influence the social and political landscape. It's more than just history. It's foundational for the modern identity. It's moral compass, maybe. And as our source reminds us, those forts, palaces, archaeological sites, they're not just relics. They're tangible links to this whole layered past, waiting to be explored, really.
Okay, let's move into the vibrant cultural heart then. Visually, the traditional attire comes to mind immediately. That explosion of color.
Right, very distinctive.
For men, the kediyu, with the dhoti or churidar, often topped with that distinctive pagdi, the turban. What's the significance there?
Well, beyond just looking good, these traditional clothes are really tied to regional identity and practicality, too.
How so?
The kediyu, for example, it's a comfortable garment suited to the climate. The style of the pagdi, the turban, can often tell you about the wearer's region or community.
Ah, okay, like a local signature.
Kind of. And they're not static outfits. They evolve with time, with occasions, but the core elements, they remain a strong visual marker of Gujarati identity.
And for women, the chania choli, that stunning embroidery, the mirror work,
Yeah.
especially during Navratri, it's globally recognized, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's quite famous now.
What makes that particular style so enduring, do you think?
What's fascinating about the china choli is just the incredible craftsmanship. The embroidery styles, often passed down through generations, they reflect regional differences, cultural stories.
Right.
And the mirror work, it's not just decorative. Some people believe it has symbolic meaning too, like warding off the evil eye.
Interesting.
Its global appeal, especially during festivals like Navratri, well, it just speaks to a universal appreciation for skilled artistry and vibrant expression. It's like wearable art, really.
Mm.
Embodies the spirit of the celebrations.
This rich artistic expression, it doesn't stop at clothing, does it?
No, definitely not.
It extends beautifully into the food. Gujarati cuisine, that distinctive blend of sweet, salty, spicy flavors. It's quite unique. What shapes that particular palate?
Yeah, that flavor profile is really interesting. It's likely a mix of things. The local agriculture, obviously, historical spice trade passing through,
Mm-hmm.
and the big influence of Jainism and Vaishnavism, which promote vegetarianism.
That's huge.
Right, so a lot of vegetarian dishes.
Exactly. The slight sweetness in many dishes might come from using jaggery traditionally. The spices reflect those trade routes. And the focus on vegetarianism, it led to really innovative ways with vegetables, lentils.
Like what?
Well, you get dishes like dokla, thepla, kanvi, undiyu. Each one is quite distinct.
Heard of dokla and thepla? Delicious.
Yeah. And of course, that fafda jalebi breakfast combo. Iconic sweet and savory mix right there.
It really shows how culture and environment weave together.
Definitely.
And this love for vibrant flavors, artistic expression,
Mm-hmm.
it seems to just explode during the festivals. Navratri, with the Garba and Dandiya Ras dances, sounds like incredible communal energy. Oh, it is. It's massive.
What's the deeper meaning behind these celebrations?
Well, they're much more than just parties. They're deeply rooted in mythology tradition. Navratri, for instance, celebrates the divine feminine, the victory of good over evil.
Okay.
The Garba and Dandiya dances aren't just dances, they're forms of worship, community bonding. Makar Sankranti with the kites marks the changing seasons, the harvest.
Right, the kite festival.
Yeah. Diwali, triumph of light over darkness. Janmashtami, Lord Krishna's birth. And the Rath Yatra chariot procession in Ahmedabad is huge, a massive display of devotion.
Wow.
So these events, they really reinforce social ties, keep cultural practices alive, and provide this amazing outlet for art and religious feeling.
And that artistic spirit really shines in the handicrafts, too. Bandhani tie-dye, the famous patola silk saris from Patan, Kuchi embroidery. These are highly specialized, world-renowned crafts.
Absolutely. Incredible skill involved.
What's the story behind their significance?
What's remarkable is the deep level of skill, the tradition. Patola silk weaving. It's this incredibly complex double ikat technique, painstakingly done by hand. Historically, royalty patronized it.
Wow.
Kuchi embroidery has intricate patterns, mirror work, reflects the unique culture of the Kutch region, Bandhani tie-dye, practiced for centuries.
So it's heritage as much as craft.
Exactly. They're not just beautiful objects, they represent centuries of knowledge passed down in families, and they're vital for the local economy, sustaining communities through artistry.
Okay, rounding out this cultural exploration, let's touch on music and dance. We all think of Gujarat and those energetic folk dances, Garba, Dandiya.
Yeah, they're very famous.
But the source also mentions a strong tradition in devotional and classical music. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Sure. While the folk traditions are, widely recognized, Gujarat also has a rich heritage in classical and devotional music. Bhakti poetry and music, dedicated to various gods, have a long cherished history there.
Okay, so it's not just folk.
Not at all. There are also regional variations within Indian classical music that have been nurtured in Gujarat. So this deeper musical landscape adds another layer to the state's cultural richness. Often it exists alongside, sometimes even intertwined with, the more popular folk forms.
Okay, let's shift gears again. Explore Gujarat's impressive natural diversity and its powerful economy. It's fascinating that alongside this deep culture, there's this amazing range of landscapes.
It really is diverse.
From Gir National Park, the last home of the Asiatic lion,
Incredible conservation story there.
to the unique Rann of Kutch salt desert.
Oh,
How significant are these natural assets to Gujarat's identity?
Oh, hugely significant. Ecologically and for the state's identity. Gur is globally important for saving the Asiatic lion. That's a flagship species, gets international attention.
Right.
The Rann of Kutch, with its stark beauty, its unique culture, it's a really distinctive landscape. Wetlands like Nal Sarovar are vital for migratory birds, showing Gujarat's role in wider ecological networks.
Uh-huh.
And then you've got beaches like Manvi and Diu, hill stations like Saputara. They offer tourism, recreation, contributing to the state's appeal and economy.
And speaking of the economy, our source paints Gujarat as a real industrial powerhouse.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Petrochemicals, textiles, especially Surat.
The Diamond City, too, for cutting and polishing.
Right. Diamond cutting and polishing. And a strong agricultural base as well. Cotton, groundnuts, dairy. What's driven this remarkable economic growth?
It seems to be a combination of factors. That strong entrepreneurial tradition we talked about earlier, proactive government policies, strategic infrastructure development. The focus on sectors like petrochemicals and textiles has historical roots. The diamond industry showcases skill and global trade links.
And the modern initiatives?
Well, establishing special economic zones, SEZs, those designated areas with special rules to attract investment.
Right, tax breaks and things.
Yeah, things like that. And initiatives like GIFT City that plan business district aiming for financial services, it shows a real forward-thinking approach to economic development, attracts businesses, domestic and international.
That certainly positions Gujarat as a key player in India's economy. And it seems this economic dynamism is coupled with a growing focus on tourism, highlighting both modern infrastructure and the historical cultural stuff.
Exactly, they're leveraging both.
What are some of the key draws for visitors then?
Well, Gujarat offers a really compelling mix. The Statue of Unity, world's tallest statue, that's a major modern landmark.
Huge draw, I imagine.
Yeah. Then the revered temples, Somnath and Dwarka, have immense religious significance for Hindus. The Sun Temple at Madhera is just an architectural marvel, exquisite craftsmanship.
Beautiful.
And the Champaner Pavigat Archaeological Park, that's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, gives you a glimpse into the region's deep history.
So, ancient and modern side by side.
Precisely. This combination, modern achievements, ancient history, vibrant culture, makes Gujarat increasingly attractive for all sorts of travelers.
So pulling all these threads together, Gujarat really emerges as this fascinating tapestry, doesn't it? Woven with deep historical roots, a vibrant, dynamic culture, incredibly diverse natural landscapes, and this robust, forward-thinking economy.
Yeah, that sums it up well.
It's a place where ancient traditions seem to not just coexist, but actually thrive alongside modern progress. It's quite striking.
Exactly. Gujarat's story, it offers a powerful example, I think, how a region can leverage its history, its cultural strength, to drive economic growth and embrace modernity. It's really a testament to the resilience, the adaptability of its people, and that enduring spirit of enterprise.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into Gujarat, we've journeyed through its ancient past, Indus Valley civilization, explored its colorful culture, attire, food, festivals, arts, music, marveled at its natural beauty lions to salt deserts, and acknowledged its huge economic power.
Quite a journey.
It's clear these diverse elements intertwine to create a truly distinctive, compelling identity. So here's a final thought for you, our listener, to consider. With its remarkable blend of deep-rooted traditions and rapid modernization, how might Gujarat navigate the challenges and the opportunities of the 21st century? How does it preserve its unique character while continuing to make its mark on the world stage?
That's a great question.
It's a fascinating interplay to ponder, isn't it?